Hey everyone, Cleric here. Short and sweet video. You might have already seen one or two things like this online already. Kind of want to put my own feed and spin on it a little bit here. Recording this during my lunch break at work. I'm working from home today, and so at the time of recording of this video, the ranked PvP system for Armored Core 6 has been live for about 30-ish hours at this point. And it's already been happening to no end. Even with the first couple hours of the system, people have found a way to kind of exploit the new rank system. That's what I mean. So currently in the game, if you are losing, if you get disconnected from a game, whether you're the one who gets disconnected or you're the one who your opponent got disconnected from you on, the game ends in a draw and no points are lost or gained. So what is happening currently is a lot of people are trying to make their way up the rank system by essentially, if they're getting ready to lose, they will then disconnect. They will Alt F4. The old term was cord pullers. I did a lot of Tekken 7 back in the day. When I did that, cord pulling was insane. It's still even happening now. I was talking to someone just yesterday, and apparently there's people on that game that have like insane, like 50+ win streaks because they keep disconnecting or Alt F4ing before the game loses, so it ends up in not having an effect on their win streak. This is just kind of sad. Now, this is not new to online games. It's not new to games that have ranking systems. This has been in existence for a long time for people who play ranked style games. Now, that being said, the fact that it was happening within the first couple hours of Armored Core 6 being out is a little bit beyond the pale, in my opinion. Like, I understand there's competitive people out there. I know there's people who try to hunt for getting the first S rank. Look, I get it. You want to win. But at the same time, this is just detrimental in a million shapes and forms. It's detrimental to you as a growth as a player, and even more so, it's detrimental to your opponent who is not doing this. And I will say that this is super scummy. Like, if you cord pull Alt F4 in rank modes, there is very few things more scummy than that in online rank play than that. So just know that if you do that, if it's someone I personally know and you do this, I've lost a lot of respect for you as a person. Like, and that's not as a player, that's as a person. This is not indicative of a playing problem or a player issue or a game issue. This is indicative of a personal problem, a person's issues. A game should not matter to you so much, or beating a game or being first or winning the game should not matter to you so much that you're willingly inflicting essentially problems or issues or affecting other people's gameplay or causing problems for other people and other players simply because you can't take a loss, or you're trying to game the system to get more points. Like, are you even playing the game at that point? It doesn't even make sense to me that I don't even see how that's even could be considered fun. Maybe these people who aren't doing it isn't really fun for them. Maybe they have an incessant need where they just have to win. Like I said, this indicates to me, for whatever reason you may be doing this, that you have a bigger problem than just games. You have a obvious personal or personality issue that you need to address. This kind of mentality will not take you very far in the world, especially outside of video games, in the workplace, with family, with friends and relationships, or authority figures. This kind of mentality is going to just only get you in trouble and lead to really bad relationships. So I'm putting on my Santa hat, so Armored Core Santa, putting on my dad, this is Armored Core Dad, putting on my Armored Core Pastor, whatever you want to do, all right? Take some friendly advice. If you feel the need to do this to compete in the game, it's time to step away and do some introspection and see why you're doing it and see what you can do to address it. The game should be fun. It should be. If you can't play ranked and have fun, then don't play ranked. Just don't do it. Don't play ranked. You can't play ranked and have fun. If you feel the urge to do it, then just don't do it. You're just causing unneeded stress on yourself, and you're ruining the experience for other players. There's just no reason for it. Look, I have no script. I have no text in front of me. This is just straight from the heart. This is serious. As someone who has been ministering to young people, especially for 15 years, on my time, on my weekends and at nights, someone who's been a dad now for 10 years, someone who's been married for over 15 years, let me tell you, this kind of mentality, I have seen it in other people, and I've seen it ruin their relationships. So I would honestly encourage anyone who sees this kind of behavior, either in themselves or those they care about or those they love, it might be time to have an open and honest conversation with them. Be like, look, this is not healthy for you or other people. We need to find a way to correct this before it's too late. I'm being serious. This is kind of a serious talk for an Armored Core video, but I am being serious. That's the whole point. and it's bad. It's really bad. So if you have a hard time with it, join our Discord. Links are below, inscription below. A lot of fun, cool people here. We have a good time. We trade ideas. We have conversations. We got fun in PvP, and maybe ranked isn't going to be your thing, but it's going to be this hard for you. And I can't imagine Armored Core 6 is the only game you do this in. I'm sure there's other ones too, but it's time to seriously take a step back and take a look at ourselves, if this is really how we think we need to approach life. Even if something is like, well, this is just a video game, who cares? That's kind of the point. If it's just a video game and who cares, you shouldn't have to do this in the first place, right? You realize your own logic doesn't work in this case. So those of you who aren't aware, I did contact Bandai Namco already as of this morning. I did get some feedback from them already. They did make some suggestions, and they are taking these said suggestions, and they are taking them and sending them over to From Software. So they will be hearing from Bandai Namco as far as what that goes, and kind of see maybe there's some changes we can make to improve the ranked play experience. Hoping that does happen sooner rather than later. For those of you who are online playing on the Steam side, look, I'm putting my Armored Core Santa hat again. Ready? Just let you know that I'm making a list. I'm going to be checking it twice. If I come across consistent disconnectors, I'll be marking down your name. I'll be marking down your Steam name. I'll be keeping an active list. And if there end up becoming a place or a way that we can do this, where we can properly report and report on people is outside of the game, which I'll get to that here in a second, I'll be sure to pass your name along. Now, that being said, for now, From Software is making sure or tracking the game data, and they are looking at reports. So in the game, what you can do is either even after a match, or if you get after a match, you can go to your match log, you can open it up. You have the option of reporting the player. When you go to report the player, you can say report, and you say style of play, and your option is to report them for not playing out the match. So make sure you select that option, and you report that person for it. So maybe they get enough of those reports, either they'll be relegated to the Shadow Realm. A lot of games have like what they call cheater or exploiter lobbies, where they only get to get matched against other exploiters. If that happens here, that would be hilarious. But I have no idea what From plans to take. I tried to ask what actually is going to happen if this happens. I have no inclination of what actually happens from the reporting system, what happened to players who are consistently reported on, but I'm hoping From actually does do something. Armored Core 6 is such a niche player base in the first place. I realize this is the biggest one they've had so far, the most sales, but I'd hate for the online experience literally within 2 hours to be ruined like this. And people trying to make it to S rank this early are already doing this. That I just find that extremely disappointing and extremely sad. So anyways, thank you all for listening to my 7 minutes of ranting about the lack of civility in the current world, but maybe that's just me being a little too old-fashioned. All right, anyways, thank you all for enjoying my content. Thank you all for taking time to watch this. Thank you time for enjoying Armored Core, and I will see you in the next video.